Welcome. I'm Prithvi. This is VibeThrift, my project for OpenAI Build Week. VibeThrift is a VS Code and cursor extension. To try it, a developer installs a packaged VSIX provided in the GitHub repository with all the project details and configures provider keys through this gear. So right here is our extension, and it is that gear icon which you can use to set up the provider keys. For this focused workflow, I have used an OpenAI key for GPT 5.6 and Inception key for Mercury 2 diffusion models, which are all ready to use. Let's For this specific demo, I've used this demo repository or demo code base, which contains a small coupon removal bug surrounded by dozens of unrelated legacy modules, documentation, and in a conventional AI coding workflow, all of that can add noise to the model context, which increases cost and latency. So let's try to resolve that coupon removal bug. Before that, let's try to see if we have a failing test. As you can see, we have a failing test for removing a coupon. So let's try to fix that. So I have my prompt pasted here, which is fix coupon removal. So removing a coupon returns a new context order with coupon set to null and correctly recalculating discounts and also updating the test around that logic. We have three context mode here: balance, cheap, and thorough. I'm using balance, which takes maximum of 1200 focus token. If you take cheap, it reduces the token to 800 focus token. But let's use balance here and click on map context and forecast. What map context and forecast does is it scans the repository locally, estimates its broad context size, ranks the files and tests the most relevant to my task, and creates a focused evidence packet for GPT 5.6. It also forecasts the cost of two equivalent paths, sending broad context directly to GPT 5.6 or using Mercury 2 to investigate the context before 5.6 receives only the selected evidence. There's no provider call happening during this step. This is just a deterministic local store repository mapping. As you can see, our context map is ready. If we use VibeThrift, which is a combination of Mercury 2, which reduces the context to only relevant files, plus GPT 5.6, it reduces the number of tokens from 99,093 to 2,532 GPT context tokens. And the total cost will be $0.45. If you use the whole context and send it to GPT 5.6, the total forecasted cost is $0.58. So that's 70 almost 78% lower than Whitehave's forecast is 78% lower than GPT's forecast. So let's go ahead and use that. So now Mercury 2 is investigating those tokens and building a chain set for us depending on our problem statement. Okay. So as you can see, depending on our problem statement, uh, we have the extension has made changes to cart.js and checkout test.js, and now we can go and see what all the changes have been made. So let's go to the cart.js first. As you can see, as we mentioned, it updated the discount and also instantiated coupon to null when we remove the coupon, and it also updated the test around that logic as well. So now let's apply those edits. It does say run suggested test, and the VibeThrift can run. We get this when we try to run the test using the extension. It gives us this error saying that the npm test is not the allow listed test command. So it gives developers ownership on what commands you can run and what not. So we'll run the npm test in the terminal here to see the test is passing, and as you can see, all the tests are passing currently. Awesome. So yeah, this is how the VibeThrift works. I have basically built a chat function here so that the developers can have contextual experience when they are trying to solve different types of problem. A little more on Mercury too. Like it's a diffusion language model. In VibeThrift, I use it as a fast broad context investigator. Mercury reviews the bounded repository context and creates a compact memo about a likely root cause, affected file, symbols, and test risk. Mercury reviews, and then GPT 5.6 remains the final reasoning model. But doing that, Mercury reviews the bounded repository context, and instead of the entire noisy repository, we are just sending the memo plus the focused source-cited evidence. That helps reduce the number of tokens and reduce the cost as well. Yeah, VibeThrift is not about blindly using less context. It makes the trade-off visible: what the model saw, what was omitted, what it cost, and what changed. The result is safer, more reviewable, and potentially more cost-efficient vibe coding. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching.